Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. And keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. All right, folks, here we are on Thursday, July 11th. We're going to take a look at Lucid today. So Lucid having a big push today off of some news I'm sure you've seen. And, it's coming up to some interesting levels here. So it had a nice sort of curl off of this bottom here around, say, 250 or so, and then pushed through levels that we had on the chart. I actually didn't cover it when it was down that low, but 265, 271, 278, 288 are all levels that it moved through. Those are all pretty tight in, but now the levels get a little bit more spread out, at least percentage-wise, right? It's up almost 8% today, and that was 25 cents. So these are percentage-wise, some decent spacing between levels. So moving over the 311, it moved through the 327, and now today has settled back down toward, or is maybe retesting, that 338 level. You see here it fell a few cents shy of the 352. It stopped out at a high of 349.5, so basically round that up to 350, and within 2 cents of the level that we had there. So if it is able to continue on, and it does sort of, maybe it puts in an inside day, at or around this 338 tomorrow or something, or it just continues, then, what I would look for is building off of this 338, testing and pushing through this 352, and then as you see here, basically 377, 397, and then 412 are the levels that I have on the chart up above that. So if it gets there and folks are interested, I can come take another look. If it does start to lose ground, I'd look for it to maybe come through. If it did come all the way down toward this 311, that's where I'd want to see it bounce. If it did, need to, I guess, blow off some steam, if you will. Some sellers did need to step in and just sort of take, I don't know if profits are likely, but, take some of that off the table, then, I would hope that buyers would step in at least at this 311 level, if not sooner. That is, of course, if you are a Lucid bull. If you're not, then you're not. Now, take a look at the EMAs here quickly. It's getting mighty close to that 183 EMA, right now situated at 365. So if it gets up there, that'll be another potential test for it. You do see this recent price action has allowed for a couple of bearish crossovers, or I guess 3. The 8 over the 21, the 8 over the 34, and then the 21 over the 34. So right now, if you set aside the 183 EMA, we have a fully bullish formation in the short term EMAs. That 183 EMA, though, will be a big test if and when it comes into contact with it. Now, what this looks like on the think or swim side of things, I will make this more easy to look at in a moment. I just wanted to mention the ATR levels as they sit for the month of July. Right now, call trigger at 345. So that's right about where it wicked off of today, right? You see today it put in that top wick there, just tried to stretch over the call trigger, and it couldn't quite make it, and pulled back just underneath it into close. If it does get some motion through there, then we have, a stop along the way here around 480 or so, mid 480s. And then the +1 ATR right now is situated at 619. If it does come back down and get sort of mid-range here, 258 or so would be a potential test for it. And then you can see the put and the triggers, the put trigger and the ATR levels down here as well. So let me clear these off just so we can see the chart a little bit easier, and we'll go from there. Hold tight. Okay, so just simply channel-wise and TTM squeeze indicator-wise, we see a nice bullish pickup here in the TTM squeeze indicator. No fresh trigger and fire happening yet. Still playing out this last trigger, lengthy trigger, and now lengthy fire happening. But it was a pretty good call out by the TTM squeeze indicator. We see the oscillator move through the compression zone and is now in the bullish zone. We'll see if it stretches up above 100 and starts to get starts to feel maybe a little bit overextended there. We'll see. But by the histogram, it's showing still picking up in bullish strength and momentum. Now, right now, pushing off of or using as support the upper bound of the channel. So we'll see if that can continue to persist. As you may know, eventually we look for the price or the candles to come back into the channel, ultimately testing the mid-range of the channel, this bright blue line. But it can go for quite some time, depending on whatever the factors are. In this instance, a catalyst. We'll see how much follow through there is on that catalyst, or if there's some additional catalysts that come in and are supportive of it. So if it doesn't come back into the channel sometime soon, it could certainly spend time using the upper bound of the channel as support, using this green wave cloud as support, using this upper mid-range of the channel as support, and that will all help sort of like guide us as to how strong this rally is persisting as it comes into contact with those things. Maybe at some point, if it does get another bump up, maybe it does sort of stop touching the channel altogether, right? All 4 candles here, these are all touching the channel still, but maybe we see some floating candles up above if it really gets rocking and rolling, especially if it gets rocking and rolling through those ATR levels, right? Because that would be quite far from anything we have on the chart at the moment. So interesting move, lots of levels here. I've been tracking this one for a long time, and it's nice to see it back into a range where we have levels. So we'll see what happens. All right, folks, I hope that you've had a nice trading week so far. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.